I'm telling you right now, this was Coach Prime at halftime against Utah. We got a quarterback who ain't going to produce jack nothing, and we made it simple. We made this real simple. And I promise you, this was halftime for Utah because I couldn't even tell if this was the end of the game or halftime the way they was acting. 43-0 at halftime. Man, come on, man. That's BTA. 43-0 at halftime. I'm talking about minus 18 yards for Colorado. And Utah had every right to be out here celebrating. But I couldn't tell if this was halftime or the end of the game because we was getting that work. I ain't gonna lie, it's embarrassing, bruh. But I stuck in there, but it was hard to watch. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Watching that game yesterday, I was like, yep, this is what we came all the way to Utah for. And he basically took the camera and said, hey, how you doing? I'm a freshman quarterback. And, yeah, we just put BTA on Colorado, so go ahead and hold that. Say no more.
This shit slap, my nigga, you know I'm going dumb. You staring hard, little mama, like where I know you from. The kid basic and I ain't gotta say shit. I'm out of this world like a motherfucking spaceship. If you knew better, you would put me on your playlist. If you knew better, you know I ain't one to play with. Most these niggas just capping, I be really rapping.
Now, what's most important right here is we gotta go over some statistics to start this video because this will help put the rest of the video into perspective. 422 total yards of rushing. 165 yards passing from a freshman quarterback. They average 8.3 yards per carry. Yes, Utah averaged 8.3 yards per carry. Nate Johnson averaged 29 yards a carry. Wayshawn Parker, 14.5. Oh, the quarterback, the freshman, 7.6 yards a carry. 20 carries for 151 yards for the freshman quarterback, Byrd Ficklin. And one thing I'm going to do is I'm not going to switch up on Colorado because I am a fan. You got to take the goods with the bads, the wins with the losses. But this was bad, man. This was not good. The pressure that we seen from John Henry Daly, number 90, and number 0, Logan Fano. Did we not scout Utah? Did we not understand that John Henry Daly was in the top, I want to say, 3 or 4 in the nation in sacks, quarterback pressures, quarterback hurries? They were on a mission to dominate Colorado tonight, and they did that all the way across the board. You got to take your hats off, be a man, and give credit where credit's due. Utah put BTA to Colorado. There ain't no way around that. From the coaching staff, from the schemes to the offensive line, the water boy, the ticket salesman, Colorado, all the way around the board, clean sweep, sent them home. Pack it up, lock it up. That's exactly what you seen from Utah yesterday. The numbers coming off a bye week, having extra time to scout, having extra time to game plan. We just hear our true freshman quarterback, Byrd Ficklin. We know what they're going to do. We know the schemes. They're going to run the ball. And for us, for Colorado, we couldn't do anything offensively. Nothing. Not until the second half. Not until we put Staub in. Cam Michael had 8 carries. Michael Welsh 6. Draylon Miller. Why are we still giving 6 different running backs the ball this late into the season? That is not a recipe for success. I'm sorry. Omarion Miller suspended for halftime. I don't know what goes into that story, but Coach Prime stood on business. Shout out to Tafiq Byrd, Jeremiah Brown. Over 10 total tackles, over 7 solo for Tafiq Byrd. Preston Hodge was locking up that corner. He should have had a pick 5 PBUs. Much respect, but we didn't get no pressure on their quarterback. Our schemes, and I can't put this all on the players neither. Rob Livingston, you're making $1.8 million. You got to do your job, bro. You have to adjust. This has to be an adjustment. The fronts you were running, a 5-2, they don't even run that in Madden. You don't have a 4-3. You don't have a 3-4 front. We can't switch it up. We're going to stick in a 5-2. No disrespect to Ben Finnis. I love Ben, but his open field tackles and his angling from the beginning of the game was just, it was going to be a long day, especially for the quarterback, the way he was running the ball. And we got to go back. Ryan Staub comes in, 4 for 8, 65. That's the only time we moved the ball. Kaidon Salter, 2 turnovers, an interception, and a fumble. Bro, you've had more than enough opportunities to produce at this point. Our receiving, we didn't have Joseph Williams, a part of whatever he did off the field. But let's just get to this game, man. Let's just talk about it. Right out of the gate, the freshman quarterback, number 15, we scouted this. We understood this. They did exactly what they did. Nothing different. They executed down the field, and this was the route started. It's 7-0 right now. I'm like, okay, 7-0, no big deal. But what was alarming was how easy he made this look. Like our defensive line, we got all these Hall of Fame coaches, man, these gold jackets, everything we talking about. This don't make no sense. This is unacceptable. Ben, 28, you still chasing up the field. You got to make those open field tackles. You got to be able to step in. And you got to be able to, we worked on tackling all week, right? That's what we did. We worked on tackling all week. Like, come on, man. We got to be gap sound. We got to learn how to read the pulling guard. All of these things are just like, you don't need a gold jacket. You don't need ex-NFL experience. You don't need any of that. At some point, they did exactly what they were supposed to do. They exploited CU's weaknesses, which is at the linebacker and our safeties being able to come up and tackle. And our defensive line. I mean, look how far. Look, they're just taking them exactly where they want them to go. And it was just too easy. I mean, we got to have a little bit more dog in this fight. That should be a pick. I mean, come on, 29. That needs to be a pick right there. But the freshman quarterback, you had him out here looking like young Cam Ward yesterday. I mean, we already knew that freshman. Actually, come on, DJ McKinney. We got to make that tackle, bro. Like, we got a freshman showing out. This is their homecoming game. And yeah, they picked the right team for homecoming because it's 26-0 at this point. You letting them roll out. Where's the pressure? Look, come on. Where's the pressure? Come on. Sean Livingston, what are we dialing up here? Send blitzes on a freshman quarterback. Why are we dropping back, sending 4 or 5? We should be sending 7 like they did on us. Put pressure on him. Make him make decisions. Come on, man. This ain't rocket science at this point. He had time to sit back there, analyze the defense, rolls out. And what he did on the ground, to Colorado that was the difference maker in the game. Their offense kicked our butt up and down the field. Blur, you get a touchdown. You get a touchdown. You get a touchdown. That's how they were handing out touchdowns yesterday. Larry Simmons, 20-yard reception. You get spinned around as a DB. Pause. That's crazy, bro. What are we doing? And everybody accountable right here. The thing that's most frustrating because Coach Prime, Deion Sanders says defensive coordinators, defensive position groups, put your most trusted 3-4, whoever you're going to be on the field. This is who we trusting. He didn't get touched again. Another horrible angle. We're chasing. Come on, man. This is unacceptable on all angles. And Coach Prime always does his walk at the stadium before the game, But Coach Prime has done his job already. And let me tell you one thing, what I'm not going to do. I'm going to get up here and make excuses for Coach Prime neither because this team has way more going on behind the scenes than we know, but it's showing on the play. I mean, he's been out with a lot of health issues, meaning he wasn't around in the summer a lot of the times. But of course, he got health issues. He can't. But you can see there's no camaraderie right here. They're not riding like last year's team. It ain't really brother out there. It's more like NIL transfer. I'm going to get me. I'm going to get mines. He's playing over me. And that starts with the head coach. That starts with the organization. And Colorado has an identity problem right now because y'all not like that, bro. Y'all not you don't have a Travis Hunter. You don't have a Shador. You don't have a LeJontay. You don't have NFL all across the board right now. So all this right here, the walk-ins, the music, that comes with, you got to put BTA. You got to go handle business. Everybody coming in for the transfer portal for the glitz and glamours, bro. Now it's time to produce on the field. You think the Big 12 don't circle Colorado every game? They want to play their best game against Colorado because of who your head coach is and what he represents. He's flamboyant, he's confident, but he backed it up. That's the difference what's going on with this program right now. We not backing it up. Louis this, Louis Vuitton that, Gucci this, all this designer that, but you getting beat with the simple things. The person in front of you is dominating you. Coach Prime asked you, what's your why? Oh, my mom, my grandma, get out the hood. But that's what so you playing, that's your why? You talking about the players. Now, Sean Livingston, Pat Shurmur, offensive linebackers coach, all of them Coach Prime's friends. Everybody's on the drawing board if I'm Coach Prime. Past Coach Prime, if I'm the CEO of football operations, everybody's job's on the table right now because I don't care what your status was when you Hall of Fame, you were in the NFL, that experience is not showing. How you don't have a hot read from a blitz, Pat Shurmur? How you don't run no running back screens, Pat Shurmur? How you don't teach, who's the quarterback coach? Who's preparing Kaidon Salter for you might see a blitz? This is how you adjust to the blitz. This is how what's going on? This is horrible coaching. You can't just tell them to watch film and of course they're not going to do everything on the film, but that would be a horrible game plan. Reality is we're 3-5. A bowl game is almost out of the question. The Big 12 title was almost out of the question, but you still got the hands and futures of these young men's lives. You know, college football is about adversity. It teaches you a lot about life. And I'm pretty sure Coach Prime is going to go back to the drawing board, and he's not going to quit on these kids. He's not going to give up. But Utah showed you, man, they showed you it's about preparation. It's about they're coming off a huge win right now, and they just did everything across the board. What their defensive coordinator did was prepare them for the game. What their offensive coordinator did and their head coach did, special teams, running a fake punt, blocking the punt. They checked all the marks across the board that Colorado didn't. Now, the best thing about football is you get to go back to practice and go back to the drawing board and look forward to next week. You know what I mean? That's all you can do. We got Arizona at home. But, you know, speaking to let's start Julian Lewis, man, let Julian Lewis redshirt. Seriously, let's finish it with Salter, finish it with Staub like we did the whole year. You know, at this point, we're talking about preparing for next year, but what does that show your team? There was just a whole bunch of inconsistency. If you would have told me in 2025 we would have the quarterback carousel, you know, we don't know who would be. We would have 6 different running backs. I would think you weren't even telling me the truth, bro. So what do you think about Colorado? Did you watch this game? It was a complete embarrassment. I'm not jumping off the Colorado. I'm still a fan, but there's a lot of adjustments, and people got to take accountability, and we got to figure this out, man, because this ain't it. You know, and the Buff Nation, Skull Buffs, whatever we got to do, we got to talk about it because this ain't it. Thank you for all the love. Thank you all for all the support. Click that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. As you can tell in my voice, I'm sick. But as always, man, say no more.